to our next edition of Touchpointe. This is our video means of bringing to you into your homes or in your office cubicle the latest and most important significant news at Bethany. We're facing some exciting times here at Bethany. We've got our stewardship challenge, our 5-year quest going on. I want to talk a little bit about that. Also, our call committee is doing some great work, and we've got some updates on that. And these are also exciting and interesting times at our synod. I want to talk a little bit about that with you as well. First of all, talking about the stewardship program. Remember, this great church, great school, great stewardship program is all about a 5-year challenge for each member to get up to a tithe. That is, giving 10% back to God of what God has given to you. For those of you who didn't hear the sermon last week, I concluded by talking about my family and our personal response to this quest to get to a tithe. I mentioned that I wasn't quite sure what my number was. I was pretty confident it was between 5 and 10%, and lo and behold, I now know the number, and the number was 7.3%. So Phyllis and I sat down and talked about what our first step is going to be in this 5-year plan to get to the tithe. We decided to increase this year by 1.5%. That gets us up to 8.8%. And we also figured out if we do this every year for the next 5 years, we're going to be well over the tithe. And we're really excited about that. So I encourage you to continue to review the materials we sent out to you. And when it comes to starting the pledges, that's one of the questions we didn't answer real clearly. We invite you to go ahead and start making that pledge as soon as possible. If you want to wait till January 1st, that's fine. But we would encourage you, if you're able to do it, to begin as soon as possible. All right, the second of our 3 topics is the Cantor Call Committee. The Call Committee started out with 13 names. They did some reviewing of resumes, did phone interviews with 3 people, brought 2 people in for sit-down interviews. In the meantime, we've had a couple more names surface. One of them we're really excited about. So the call committee is doing some diligent work. It looks like within the next couple of weeks we're going to be ready to have a congregational meeting, and we'll come to the voters and ask them to consider some names to fill the cantor position. And then finally, I mentioned that these are heady days and exciting days in the synod as well. So many of us here at Bethany are really thrilled about our new president, Matthew Harrison. He comes from a mercy background. He comes from the background of helping people around the world through Lutheran ministries with their temporal needs, and he wants the Missouri Synod to be a presence in terms of addressing those needs. And he has written this new stuff on religious liberty. It's some really important things. We hope you will check out the website. It's some really important stuff. He acknowledges and recognizes the Lutheran teaching and the scriptural teaching on the 2 kingdoms, left and right-hand kingdom, and he properly places us in both of those kingdoms. This is especially significant since we're in election season, and how we can be responsible citizens as we go into the voting booth, as well as upholding our scriptural and confessional theology. Good talking to you. We'll see you again in a few weeks for our next Touch Point.